Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a legendary film that I'm sure many of you know and love, Terminator 2: Judgment Day. It's been over 30 years since it came out, but people are still talking about it. So, what is it that makes this movie stand the test of time? What makes Terminator 2 an enduring classic even decades after its release? Let's jump right in. Terminator 2 hit theaters in 1991, and it wasn't just another sci-fi flick. It was a groundbreaking film that changed how we look at action and special effects. Imagine it. The early 90s were a unique time. Technology was starting to boom, and the world was buzzing with new possibilities. Not only was it a sequel to the original Terminator, but it took that story and cranked it up to 11. One of the most fascinating aspects of Terminator 2 is the battle between two styles of special effects. You've got your classic practical effects, think of things like models, animatronics, and explosives. Those were the tried and true methods that made movies come to life. And then there was state-of-the-art CGI, which was just starting to find its footing in the film industry. What's super cool is how T2 showcased both of these techniques. You had fantastic practical effects being used alongside mind-blowing CGI, especially with the T-1000 character, who's like this liquid metal shapeshifter. This mix created visuals that had audiences on the edge of their seats, and it truly illustrated how two different methods could work harmoniously. Let's talk about those practical effects. The team behind the practical effects worked their magic to deliver some of the most unforgettable scenes in cinema, like the epic truck chase or the scenes where the Terminator takes some serious damage. The explosions and the robots weren't just digitally created, they were real, physical things happening in front of the camera. And the craftsmanship involved is just mind-boggling. These talented artists would spend countless hours getting every detail just right, and you can really feel the authenticity on screen. Now, let's not forget about the CGI. This was kind of a big deal back in the day and was a huge leap forward. Before Terminator 2, CGI was often limited to small, occasional shots in movies. But in T2, it was front and center, especially with the T-1000, who could morph into anything. It pushed the envelope in terms of what audiences thought could be done with computer graphics. Remember the scene where the T-1000 splits itself in two to go after the heroes? That blew minds back in the 90s. It showed everyone just how far technology had come, and that excitement still resonates today. But it's not all about the flashy effects. Terminator 2 also delivered some heavy themes. It dives into deep stuff like fate versus free will and the ethical pitfalls of technology. You've got Sarah Connor, who transforms from a scared woman into a fierce warrior. And then there's young John Connor, who's just trying to figure out his role in all this madness. Their character arcs really add depth to the story and keep you invested in what happens next. Now, let's chat about its legacy. T2 didn't just set the bar for special effects. It set the standard for action films in general. It snagged several awards, made a massive cultural impact, and inspired countless filmmakers who came after it. Plus, you can still see T2's influence in many modern films today. It's like that timeless classic you just can't forget. After T2, the franchise exploded with more sequels and spin-offs. But here is the thing. Many fans think that those additional films didn't measure up. It's like when you have that perfect dessert, and then someone tries to make a different version, but it just doesn't taste the same. People cherish that original, and T2 is often seen as the pinnacle of the series. So to wrap things up, Terminator 2: Judgment Day has definitely aged like fine wine. With its incredible mix of practical and digital effects, its compelling characters, and the timeless themes it grapples with, it's easy to see why it remains a beloved classic today. What are your thoughts on Terminator 2? Do you think it still holds up against newer films? Drop your opinions in the comments. And if you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.